Yo, it's TMK. Check it. I ain't trying to rush it, but I gotta go. The cameras all waiting, I'm the star of the show. Ain't none of this scripted, it's a natural flow. So go ahead and find a seat, but you try to take notes. Lights, camera, action, just focus on me. Award-winning bars, whether written or free. This is here for all ages, so I'm gonna keep it PG. And calm, drop the mic at the end of my scene. TMK, yo.
Welcome to another explosive episode of the Start Thinking Forward Morning Motivational Show. I'm your host, Brandon L. Draper, and you can check me out on Instagram at The Real Motivational King. I'm excited that you decided to rise above the noise and tune into this positive vibration of intellectual content. I don't take it lightly, though, that you're here. And in order for us to continue to give you this non-stop impactful content, I need you to hit the like button and subscribe. And most importantly, share this message of hope and inspiration on your platform. With that being said, let's begin the show. Let's begin this show. So today's show is about obstacles in your path. Let's start off by talking about they told us that there were going to be obstacles. So why do we try to evade obstacles? Because number one, they hurt, and they hurt very badly. No one wants to be hurt in the process of going after whatever it is that they're going after, whatever it is that they're trying to do. So let's just have a real conversation this morning about obstacles and what they mean in our lives. Now, there's a couple of things we're going to talk about. First and foremost, I want to share a story with you when it comes to obstacles in your path. In ancient times, there was a king who had a boulder placed on a roadway. He then hid himself and watched to see if anyone would move the boulder out of the way. Some of the king's wealthiest merchants and courtiers came by and simply walked around it. Many people loudly blamed the king for not keeping the roads clear, but none of them did anything about getting the stone out of the way. A peasant then came along carrying a load of vegetables. Upon approaching the boulder, the peasant laid down his burden and tried to push the stone out of the road. After much pushing and straining, he finally succeeded. After the peasant went back to pick up his vegetables, he noticed a purse lying in the road where the boulder had been. The purse contained many gold coins and a note from the king explaining that the gold was for the person who removed the boulder from the roadway. The moral of the story is this: every obstacle we come across in our life give us an opportunity to improve our circumstances. And whilst the lazy complain, the others are creating opportunities through their kind hearts, generosity, and willingness to get things done. Is that you? Wake up, wake up, wake up. Is that you, right? Are you looking for opportunities to serve other people more than you're trying to serve yourself, right? Because when you serve an opportunity to try to help other people, your boulder is removed. Oftentimes, and this is real life for me, is that when I go out and I attempt to help someone, oftentimes I help myself. Sometimes I went out my way to help people and got introduced to someone that I needed for my own business or something in my own personal life. As a result of me going out of my way, I was able a burden out of my life. How courteous are you being? How generous are you being right now with your time? How willing are you to go out your way to help someone else's dream become a reality, to bring that dream to fruition? How much are you going out of your way? There are going to be obstacles out there. Maybe the obstacle in your life, you can't move it by yourself. Maybe you need someone else. How are you going to get that someone else if you never leave an opportunity for anything else great to happen? That's what we're going to start this off today and talk about. Real quick, when we come right back, we're going to talk about how obstacles in your path can be there to help you more than hurt you. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
I know we gon' make it, so I This is a race, first place is what I chase. Being great is just my fate. History is what I make. In a never-ending race, competing, struggling every day. I know this not the only way. I'm jumping hurdles every day. I pray and hope I change my way. I'm focused, trying to keep it square. United States, US of A. I know we aim for better days. You know I'm what the struggle made. In a never-ending race, yeah, we destined to be great. Number one is what we take.
I know we gon' make it, so I hold my head up high. We destined for greatness, so I'm aiming for the sky. I know we gon', I know we gon', I know we gon' make it. I know we gon', I know we gon' make it.
I don't succeed, I try again. Used to walk, drop a Benz. Can't see me, get some lens. Benjamin, and some friends. On Twitter, making trends. Drop some friends. Live hard, couple grams. Training beats, couple grams.
I know we gon' make it, so I hold my head up high. We destined for greatness, so I'm aiming for the sky. I know we gon', I know we gon', make it. I know we gon', make it.
As a beginner, a lot of doubts. Now I'm a winner, a lot of shouts. I knock you out if you're my opponent. I go hard, that's every moment. And my components, sweat and tears, I never fear. I'm gon' bring it, I'm gon' win it. Like LeBron, I go ring it. And I can't stop, even if you beg. Even if I lose a leg, I'ma keep going.
I know we gon' make it, so I hold my head up high. We destined for greatness, so I'm aiming for the sky. I know we gon', I know we gon' make it. I know we gon', make it. I know we gon' make it, so I hold my head up high. We destined for greatness, so I'm aiming for the sky. I know we gon', I know we gon' make it. I know we gon' make it.
This podcast is brought to you from our sponsors. Hey guys, if you have not heard about Anchor, it's a free way to make a podcast anywhere and at any time. And guess what? It's free 99. There are all types of built-in creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so you can be heard on a multitude of platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. Now, I know what you may be thinking, but Brandon, why in the world would I create a podcast? Okay, so let me tell you. First of all, it starts with an M and it ends with a Y. It's called money. So why would you be asking me why you don't want to make money? Yes, I said it because you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. So there you go. Stop thinking about it and just download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. I did, and so can you. Have you ever wanted to be a risk taker? Have you ever wanted to invest in yourself and didn't know where to start? Have you ever wanted to share your story, the lessons you've learned along the way, or perhaps some sort of trauma you witnessed or went through yourself? And down deep inside, you know it could help others that may be going through the same, if not worse, of situation. But you feel as if, you don't have a voice. So many people feel the same way. So many people take their story of triumph over unsurmountable adversity to the grave, never to be exhumed. I challenge you to give us an opportunity to help you share your story with the world if you so dare to step up to the plate. Fiction, nonfiction, drama, business books, leadership, memoirs, you name it, we have a place for you here at Pinnacle Point Publishing. So contact us today at www.pinnaclepointpublishing.com, or even send us an email at brandon@pinnaclepointpublishing.com, or give us a call at 1-866-222-3940. Oh yeah, and by the way, remember, it's never too late to start thinking forward. All right, guys, we are back from commercial break, and today, if you're just joining in, we were talking about obstacles in your path. So we're going to talk about some strategies on how you can overcome obstacles. But before we talk about that, understand that the obstacles that may seem to be a setback may in fact not be a setback. It may be a setup for a come up, right? It's all in your perspective and how you look at it. So the story that I shared in the first segment was the exact same thing where, everyone passed it up and complained about it, while this one person took it upon themselves to try to make things better. They took on a burden. They put down their burden and tried to move someone else's burden, and then got blessed in the process. So understanding that sometimes obstacles are not the end of the road. Know how to look at the signs. We talked about that early this week. Read the signs for what they are, not make them to be something that they're not. So when it comes to overcoming obstacles, right, first of all, let's break down the types of obstacles, and I believe it's three. Right? The first obstacle are what we call external obstacles, right? These are obstacles outside of our own control. Such things as natural disasters, physical limitations, the economy, the political climate. These are things that's not under our control. The second obstacle is what we would call internal obstacles, right? These are obstacles that are generally one-time issues, but have a direct control over them, such as debt, cash flow, time availability, skills and talent. These are things that's internal. These are things that we have more control over. We can manipulate that. And then the third one is what I call a habitual obstacle. These obstacles reflect how people get in their own way. They can only be removed with behavioral change. So some people say they want something, but they never go after it, or they want something, but they always sabotage themselves. They came up with this great content, but they never put it out. They wrote this great book, but they never publish it. They always sabotage themselves. So these are what you call habitual obstacles. These obstacles reflect how you or how I, right, get in our own way. We get in our own ways. Sometimes it's not external factors, it's not internal obstacles, but it's a habitual obstacle that we have created. It's not something that is real. It's something that is made up, right? It's continuously acting in our lives, which limits our abilities to do things, right? So how do we overcome this? The first thing I would say is embrace self-awareness, right? You have to see the obstacle for what it is, right? Or you're never going to reach your goals, and you're always going to be blaming everybody and everything else outside of you for the reason why your life is the way it is. And let me tell you something, that's the wrong way to look at things, not just because I said it, but because you're not going to get far with that. I've done that in my own life. I'm talking to you like we're friends here, and I'm telling you, I've done that in my own life. And if you are not self-aware or conscious enough to identify those things as getting in your way, and you think that it's okay to keep on procrastinating and putting things off, you think it's okay just to quit because things get difficult. I always tell people, look, if it was easy, everyone would do it. If you're trying to start a business and it's hard, it's supposed to be hard, right? I remember when I was in this business and I would invite people to this meeting, and those people that listen to this, you already know it's network marketing. So when I was in the network marketing business, I would invite people, just like other people in network marketing do. They invite people to come out to the interest meeting to tell them about the product or service that they have. So while I'm waiting, right, definitely not patiently, I'm walking back and forth in the room, in the conference room, waiting for my guests to arrive. I'm looking out the window, and this is another gentleman that's there. I saw him as a mentor. He was in the business for a while. Business may not have taken off, but he had a good amount of business coming through. And he looked at me and he said, man, what's going on? Why do you keep pacing back and forth? And I said, I'm waiting for my guest. And you know, it was getting ready to time for the presentation to start, and none of my people had showed up. And I was just so distraught and disappointed. And he said, they weren't supposed to show up, right? If they were, they would show up. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person, and you can't say the right thing to the wrong person. So you're going to attract what you put out. And sometimes you got to look at situations like, some people are not right. They're not in position to be aligned with you, right? So when those obstacles come in front of you, you got to embrace the self-awareness and say, it's not me, it's whoever. They don't want to be a part of the bigger vision of what I see. I've had multitude of opportunities and things put in front of me, and I put it in front of other people, and for whatever reason, they didn't see it, right? You can give a person all the opportunities in the world, and they're going to consistently keep putting obstacles in front of themselves that are not even real. So you don't want to put obstacles as not. You already have enough obstacles in your life. Why put artificial ones in your life? The second thing is, use time as your advantage, right? We're so busy, broke, and busted, right? So, and it's the truth. Like we're I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time to read a new book. I don't have time to be successful. I don't have time to lose weight. I don't have time to eat right. These are all the things that we construct in our lives. Are they real? Do we really not have enough time, or maybe we're not managing the time in which we have? Think about that for a second. Are you truly managing the time you already have? And the question, most people are not. Most of us are not. And I know that I'm a much better time steward than most, but I'm definitely not at my optimal potential. I know that I need to be more cognitive of my time, right? Because that time is another barrier, another obstacle that we can manifest ourselves in our own life. I don't have enough time to be successful. I don't have enough time to go to that meeting and hear that. I don't have enough time to put a presentation together. I don't have time for marketing, or I don't know how to. We talked about that yesterday, right? The third thing is, commit to being focused and disciplined, right? You cannot do anything if you're not focused. If you're focused on 10 things, then you're going to get none of them done, right? You're the master of none, but you invested in everything, right? So know that you must be laser focused, and you have to be disciplined in order to move forward, right? It's just point blank, period. And then you got to learn to engage your own creativity, right? Because sometimes engaging our creativity brings out new things. We learn something new about ourselves, and it opens up other opportunities for learning and improvement and elevation, right? Those are the things that come with that. So don't limit yourself to the obstacles that are in front of you. Figure out how you're going to approach it. Don't be afraid of it, because in the obstacle, there's a possibility that you can come out at a higher station. So when you see a problem, identify it. Don't run from it. Identify it and try your best to solve it. And understand that you solving it, what exactly does that mean? You know, a lot of times I hear people, they come out and they say things, but then is always the other person on the other side is listening saying, man, what exactly does that mean? How do I solve XYZ problem in my life? Well, you've identified it, right? So you understand and come up with a strategic plan on how you're going to deal with it, and maybe you can't do it alone. Albert Einstein said, and I'm going to paraphrase that your own understanding got you to this point. Maybe your understanding of whatever it is can't get you out of it. Maybe you're going to need to elicit the help of someone else. Maybe I'm that for you, or maybe some other person or other podcast or other video is that for you. But at the end of the day, you got to get that. You have to get that. You have to be able to push past your problems and not limit them, or let them limit you, should I say, in your progression to moving forward. Now let's talk about some strategies on how to reclaim your power. History has demonstrated that the most notable winners usually encounter heartbreaking obstacles before they triumph. They won because they refused to become discouraged by their defeats. and that's by BC Forbes. Right? You got to learn to reclaim your power. Sometimes using the negative adversity, a business deal went bad. How can that possibly empower you that maybe opportunity that you would have never discovered unless this happened? That's how you reclaim the power, is looking at the positive side. Remember, no matter what you're going through right now, I'm not trying to tear that down or say that it's less or someone else's problem is greater. What I am saying is that whatever issues or problems or obstacles that you have in your way, understand that you have an ability to overcome them, right? Based upon your state of mind, right? Remember, you can't operate in that state of desperation. You got to operate at a state of success. Seeing that you can be successful, seeing that you can win at the other end can make a big difference in your life. The second thing is distance yourself from drama. A lot of people are drama filled, and partly because their life is not interesting, right? If your life is not interesting, you're always looking for the next thing that's going to make it interesting. So you have people that gravitate to drama because their life is dried up, right? Like a little prune. It's the same thing where a lot of people look at reality shows because they can somewhat live vicariously through someone else getting a nice car, getting a nice house, eating the best of food, and they're sitting there eating top ramen. I don't know, but distance yourself from a bunch of drama that does not do anything for you. All right. Seek out necessary resources, right? Stop saying what you don't know and find out what you need to know, right? Because there are things that we don't even know because we haven't even asked. That's one. Second thing is, we try to seek out the necessary resources. When you constantly say, I don't know, or you use this, and a lot of people use this, especially when it comes to finances, I cannot afford XYZ. I can't afford it. So when you say that, right, that obstacle, bam, is manifested. I can't afford that, therefore I need not think about it. But when you say, well, how can I afford this? How can I invest in my future? How can I invest in my business? It forces you to do one magic word. It forces you to think, right? Gain a new perspective, right? That's what it does. It's going to give you a new perspective because now you're forced to think about how can I afford it? How can I put myself in position? Maybe I need to go back to school. Maybe I do need to go to that business meeting that I stood these people up for 5 times. Maybe I need to try something different because what I'm doing is not working, right? And most importantly, we talked about it, I think, last week when I talked about look at the signs. What signs are you being given right now is very important because that's going to allow you to evaluate the obstacle, right? If it says no more here, it says go around, it says turn around, it says down, it says up, it says left, it says right, it says no thoroughfare, it says dead end. It's exactly what it is. It's not worse. It says detour, take another route. You got to evaluate that obstacle for what it is and not make it out to be something that it's not. So you're turning a small obstacle into King Kong. You're turning it into a monster, right? Same thing with people that's in sales, right? They look at the phone as if it's a 500-pound gorilla ready to bite their head off, right? Because they're afraid of getting on the phone and someone saying that magic word that everyone hates, no thank you, or just plain no, or maybe just hanging up in their face, right? No one wants to go through that, right? Stay focused and stay committed and stay consistent is the most valuable thing that I can offer you and tell you, because I'm telling you, during my journey, those are the things that held me back the longest. I would have already interviewed some of the top people in the industry if I stayed focused, committed, and consistent. But because I wasn't, my audience wasn't able to grow, that I wasn't able to keep on, advocating for myself to be able to get Tony Robbins and all these other different people that I want. But now that I'm consistent, now that I'm focused and committed, I'm able to tap back into that and bring those people back to my platform so I can grow my viewership. That's a prime example. That's real life stuff that I'm going through, right? Develop a growth mindset. What are you doing to try to grow, right? Are you trying to learn new knowledge? Because guess what? If you're not learning, you're just basically dying. Either you're going to get busy living or you're going to get busy dying. You make the decision on that. right? So my call to action to you is to learn how to deal with the obstacles that you're dealing with, evaluate them for what they are, don't make them out to be something that they're not. Have a gracious heart. Understand that in the process of you helping someone else out, you may in fact help yourself out more than you ever could imagine. So always be generous and be willing to help, because I always go out and help people, and I'm on this platform for that same reason, because I believe if I go out and I help enough people long enough, that eventually everything that I want and desire will be manifested in my life. I hope that this message resonated with you. Once again, thank you for tuning in to another morning motivational show. I hope that you may have gained some insight from this show. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to this podcast on whatever platform that you are listening to it, to stay up to date with our daily dose of inspiration. And if you are a true risk taker and a fan of this show, please go to patreon.com/Creators United. Again, that's patreon.com/Creators United. patreon.com/Creators United, and support our show and get some behind the scenes information on how you can empower yourself, family, and your business to new heights. If you want to connect with us, we are available 24/7 at www.pinnaclepointpublishing.com and chat with us, or send us an email at brandon@pinnaclepointpublishing.com, or even give us a call at 1-866-222-3940. And until next time, I'll see you again.